and welcome to another episode of Footnotes. My name is Matt Simon. I'm here to recap the most ravishing language and ideas from the last week of Wired. First up today, we're talking about McWords. In Underwire's alt text column last week, Laura Schoberg did a roundup of still elusive fake particles in light of the discovery of the Higgs boson. One of these he dubs the McWork. This is an interesting construction, adding Mc to the beginning of a noun. Interesting unless, of course, you work in McDonald's marketing department. The idea is to take the alleged dull mass production of McDonald's and apply it to another noun. So we have McJob, which is a monotonous gig, and we have the McWorld, which is a culturally sanitized planet run by corporations. You may be familiar with this if you happen to be alive right now. The most widely used of these pejoratives is McMansion. These are the quickly produced cookie-cutter homes that some might say lack taste. You should never, however, try to eat a McMansion. Interestingly, there's an actual McDonald's McMansion on Long Island. It's a McDonald's in a mansion. So if you're in New Hyde Park in Long Island and you decide you want to know exactly what it's like for rich people to enjoy McDonald's in the comfort of their own palatial homes, this is the place to be. Now is as good a time as any to admit that I had a fairly unhealthy obsession with the Ghostbusters when I was a kid. My awesome father went so far as to hand paint the Ghostbusters logo on my wall. So I was pumped up last week when Gadget Lab included proton packs in its gallery of awesome things to strap to your back. I wanted to talk specifically about the article's mention of ectoplasm. Many folks think that the idea of goo left behind by ghosts was made up for the film, when in fact, the idea of ectoplasm has been around since the Victorian era. This was when seances were all the rage, mostly because people didn't have the internet to tell them how goofy and unscientific they were being. In the seance, a medium would gather people up in a room and start contacting spirits. But since it's hard to prove that a ghost whispered to you something about it being too hot outside, whatever it is ghosts get angry about, the mediums introduced the idea of ectoplasm as a sort of tangible manifestation of the spirit. So where did this ectoplasm come from? It came from the mediums' mouths, of course. They would swallow fabric, such as muslin, and then when the time was sufficiently dramatic, regurgitate it, and voila, you're now in contact with the spirit realm. Conveniently enough, the mediums could only do this when it was dimly lit in the room. I know, weird. All of this, of course, brings to mind the seance room in Disneyland's Haunted Mansion, where a disembodied head conjures spirits. This type of house has been produced thousands of times across America in haunted McMansion subdivisions. These homes are both spacious and spiritually fulfilling.